How's it going, guys? It's been a long time since I've done an update, so I just want to bring you through things I've done with the Datsun so far. So as you can see, I have the motor and transmission out. Time to put in the clutch that I have there in the box, throw the headers on, do some other work. I need to install the clutch master cylinder, which I have over here. It's a 13/16 Wilwood master cylinder. I also have the clutch braided line there that mounts that 13/16 master cylinder onto the transmission to get rid of that quick fitting. There's a banjo fitting there as well. What else? Let's talk about the transmission. I decided to go with this MGW shifter. It's a pretty trick piece. Had the best reviews of all the shifters I looked at, but of course everyone has their own preference. Another small benefit, although it won't matter because it'll be covered up, is that piece is orange, so it matches the color scheme of the car. I've decided to switch things up with the engine, so now I have this LS6 manifold. I also have 3 throttle bodies that I might go with. I'm going to go into more detail about what I'm going to do in another video for the motor, but I think I'm going to go with the truck throttle body for right now. I also have the wiring harness all done. So you can see here I have the 3-wire hookup going. So we've got the 12-volt constant, the fuel pump, and the ignition here. Everything for the ECUs hooked up. We have the fuel injector plugs for the LS6 fuel injectors. We've got tach hookup, fan relay, dummy light. The ECU's been reflashed and everything's done to work for the T56 transmission instead of the 4L80 that it came with. We also have the new relays and fuse block here. So all that's taken care of. So other cool stuff. I've got some interior pieces that I had made for this. I just have to put them on the door panels and the seats. So we've got a black synthetic leather. The reason I went synthetic is because it'll better match the seats that I'm putting in, which for right now are these Sparco Sprints. A little bit inexpensive, but they're actually pretty comfortable for me, and they fit well in the car because they're narrow. I might switch it up to a more expensive seat later on, but right now I'm just going to stick with these Sprints. What else? I got an e-brake cover, I got a shifter boot, all matching with the burnt orange that's going to be throughout the car. We got a back seat cover in there. We've got the carpet pieces. I even have some trick door sill plates and this little back plate for the hatch from Skillard, which they say Datsun on them. They're pretty cool. The interior has all been done up now. I fixed all of the rust holes that were in here. The whole floor is solid now. You can see remnants of it, did a truck bed liner across the whole interior of the car for the floor and the sides and the trunk area. I also made some custom seat brackets to fit those Sparco Sprint seats really nice and low. The brackets are a little bit different from the driver's side to the passenger. You may also notice that I did a roll bar in here as well. So we've got these big foot boxes down here, crossbar that goes up, our harness bar here, pretty nice tight fitting hoop with the headliner and these interior panels still in. It's actually, sorry about the shakiness real quick while I get in. Let's see if this will focus here. Cool. So you can see it actually kinks down, which I know is not typically recommended. But I wanted these down bars to go back to the strut towers, but also clear the rear seat that I'm going to keep in here. I really wanted to stick with that 2+2 kind of unique rear seat that it has versus the coupe. So in order to strengthen that up, I put in these other diagonal bars, which you can maybe see here are actually add a little bit of triangulation. Sorry about that back window there. Let's see if I can get it better from the back here. Yeah, so they help triangulate that a little bit. Overall, it looks super cool in here with the rear seat in. It'll look really awesome. I also added these big plates to the top strut mounts in here. I plated this whole bar right there, so that way our crossbar is really nice and supported between the strut towers. I decided to go with a welded in crossbar instead of, a lot of people just do those bolt-in style ones. You can see I have the carpet here in the back, and of course everything has this rattle trap sound dampening in it. So what it's going to look like in the back is we're going to have the carpet in here, and then under the carpet, wow, it's super bright, we're going to have the aluminum, which goes over the fuel cell, and then under the aluminum there is the sound deadening, and then under that is, of course, the truck bed liner. I'm hoping the interior of the car should be pretty quiet. We even have the insulation on the bottom of the carpet here. So even though this is going to be, a street track duty car, I still want it to be pretty quiet inside if possible, so it's very streetable. You can see I have one door panel off, obviously, and the other one on. So I kind of stuck with that same style for the door panel, but with that burnt orange stitching, and I think it's going to look really killer. Also got rid of that kind of horizontal bar that goes across the door there. I think that's pretty much it for the interior of the car.